Now, we know from some of the encounters and some of the 911 dispatch tapes that these cops were dispatched there on the call that there was the male being him assaulting her. And of course, we all know when you get there, sometimes it's very difficult to figure out what the story is. There's a mandatory arrest statute, and the cops came under some scrutiny because I'm surprised they separated them, but there is apparently physical injuries on Brian. So it was interesting that no one in that counter got arrested. Nevertheless, I got to switch to, and I can't even believe we have to do this. Dog the bounty hunter is now involved in this case. Melissa, he's now going to, he'll be able to find Brian. Not the $1.2 million in resources that have been spent on federal and state and local investigators and dive teams and drones and the power to be able to do geospatial mapping and warrants. No, Dog the bounty hunter is going to do this. And I'm going to tell you why this bothers me. Okay. I don't know to what extent. But if it were me and I was back in my position as the prosecutor, I'd be sending a communique to Mr. Bounty Hunter that if you get in the middle of our investigation in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the arrest and apprehension of this individual, you very well may be looking at a charge of obstruction. Because the last thing you need is to have a wild scenario out there. Law enforcement is more than capable of doing this, not to mention it could cause a catastrophic encounter if he were even to be better than the dive teams and everything else that law enforcement has. What do you think about Dog the bounty hunter? Publicity stunt? Yes, there's no doubt about it. But do you see this having a deleterious effect on the case?
I think it's a complete distraction, unnecessary, and sensationalism at its best, to be honest with you. It just seems like um, opportunistic on behalf of Dog the bounty hunter, right? Because, like, where has he been for the last, I don't know, 10 years? And why is he showing up now? I think it's an insult, to be honest, to the families of Gabby Petito and Laundrie, who, like I said, have already lost so much and have already been in the public eye in the worst way possible because of this tragedy. And now they also have to worry about some random celebrity seizing this opportunity in the wrong way, and getting involved in this, and as you said, I mean, that body cam footage that they just showed, where they're speaking to Laundrie, I mean, it's disturbing because you look at that, and as you said, it's a domestic violence case. And if you know anything about domestic violence cases, just like you said, 9 times out of 10, murders and homicides, unfortunately, are committed by someone that know the victim, right? I mean, you guys cover this all the time on your network. It's very, very common that a homicide is committed to a victim by someone that personally knew that person, right? It's not just a random act of violence. So it's disturbing, and it's upsetting because this is a very, very intimate setting, in that it's a domestic violence crime, and there was footage already of them having these issues beforehand. How law
Right.
enforcement handled that situation at the moment. They were, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
following their protocol at a local level of what they were supposed to do when interacting with
Mhm.
someone in that kind of
Mhm.
encounter. But it's I don't know if doing anything different would have stopped the inevitable. Yeah,
Mm.
does that make sense? I don't
Yeah, we
know
don't.
if them separating them, we'll
Yeah.
never know, right? I think they
Right.
they made the call that they thought was right at that moment.
Right. Okay, Melissa, let's turn to the parents real quick. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not they were involved and participated in some sort of obstructive related activity. Now, we are really doing massive speculation here, no question about it. But are you from Florida?
I am. I'm in South
Yeah.
Florida. Yes.
So I was reading Florida law, and after the fact accessory deals with somebody who's attempting to do something to evade or mislead with respect to the apprehension, arrest, detection, trial, or punishment of an individual. But there's an interesting thing there. There's an exception in the statute itself for certain family members, including parents. It's a defense for parents. So there may be that law tends to protect the parents with respect to having done some of those things, at least to a certain extent. A lot of people are talking about this. Have you seen the federal law is not that way, but have you seen anything that would lead you to the conclusion that these parents are doing anything to cover up? And I want to note specifically as being reported, and again, we don't know these things are true. He went out to this reserve And one of the reports I read, again, I caution, I'm not certain this is accurate, says that they went and got his car and brought the car back to the home. And let's not forget, he supposedly left the home without his wallet or cell phone, which is obviously highly unusual. What are your thoughts about the legalities of anything with respect to the parents?
I think at the end of the day, if they sincerely um, aided and abetted in covering up something here. I mean, this is a homicide. This is not a simple theft or a minor crime. This is a homicide. If they significantly deteriorated the evidence, corrupted any of the efforts by law enforcement to find out what's really happening here, and interrupted the DNA, the investigation, anything like that, I think there will be appropriate measures taken against them. There will be appropriate charges filed against them. Now,
Yeah, that
regardless of
car,
what the law says, mhm.
yeah, yeah, that carve out is really something that's going to be like a great defense. But anyway, Melissa, great commentary. Really appreciate it. We got a lot more to go on the show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dan Abrams with exciting news for all of our Law and Crime followers on YouTube. You can now get the live Law and Crime Network with YouTube TV for all of your daily live trial coverage, legal news, expert analysis, and original true crime programs. Subscribe to YouTube TV today and then locate Law and Crime in the channel guide. And for only $1.99 a month, you can add the network to your bundle. Watch Law and Crime every day with YouTube TV. We put you in the jury box.